It's in mine.
And we are live. Y'all see it. Welcome to Conversations with Cornelius and the Knowing with Nicole. I am your host, and changing perspective, navigating doubt, purpose and acceptance, perseverance through rejection. Excuse me. Standing on truth/purpose. It was standing on truth when we began this conversation, but somebody changed the term today.
No, keep the term.
Standing on truth, rest and renewal, deep growth and refinement. It's Conversations with Cornelius. I am your host again. We will be right back.
Welcome to Conversations with Cornelius. I am your host, Cornelius. Today, you will be engaged, entertained, and educated. Stay tuned. You are about to be CC'd. It is Conversations with Cornelius.
Well, after the next selection from the choir, we will hear yours truly. If we were in church, do me a favor, those people that are on your phones, go to your phones, watching me on your phones, and share and like this video. I would greatly appreciate it. Nicole and I would definitely appreciate it. And the algorithm needs to understand that we are real people in real space and real time doing what we love the most, which is encouraging believers. Good morning, Nicole.
Good morning. How are you?
I am fabulous. Tell me something. Well, marvelous and wonderful and good and grand and all of those things.
I am happy that it's the end of the week.
The end of the week.
It's been a long week, a good week, but a long week. Looking forward to the Youth Summit taking place tomorrow.
The Youth Summit taking place tomorrow.
Family Resource Center.
Yes. C.E. Magruder Family Resource Center.
Yes.
2013.
2013. Avenue North.
25th
5th
Avenue North.
Mm-hmm.
Nicole is a Yankee, y'all. So we pray in her strength in the Lord. She gives me these markers and exits, and I'm going to exit this and I'm going to exit that. Would y'all please share with her? We don't do that in the South. We don't do. I'm like, Nicole, nobody knows where that is but you. But anyway, 2013, 25th Avenue North, Nashville, Tennessee. Tomorrow?
Yes, 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. What's going to take place?
So this is an opportunity for us to invite the youth of our community to come and share their concerns, their desires for services directed towards them. We don't want at the center to just start creating programs that don't really relate to what it is that they're interested in or what their current needs are. Definitely dealing with two different generations here. So we want to be mindful of
just two.
Well, I don't want to put extra generations between myself and the youth. So I'm just going to say that. But we just want to make sure that the things that we might have thought were interesting when we were young,
which were
totally different than what kids are dealing with today. So just want to give them an opportunity to have a voice. That's one of the biggest intentions for me from that center is community voice. So I want to make sure that extends to our young people. And then they'll also have some breakout groups where everything that they're doing, for instance, if they're doing art, it'll be expressive art where they could still, explain their desires, their thoughts, their feelings. So everything is pointed towards them sharing, giving voice. And then we go back to the table with our youth impact team and figure out how to best accommodate our youth at the center.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. That's great. What did we do when we were that age? I do remember. I really do.
I was on my bike all the time outside. I did. Well, not as it's not just teenagers that would be there. So once I was a teenager, it will be our youth advisory council hasn't started yet. Okay. We're recruiting the youth impact team that I was talking about. That's one of our mini teams where I take all of the different partners that focus on a certain service population and I bring them together to discuss referral pathways, innovative ways to reach that particular population so that we're all working together and not against each other with our respective organizations in the building.
Got you. All right. 7 stages of transformation.
Yes.
Can we jump back to it again? Change your perspective. We've done that.
Yes,
check.
We did.
Navigating doubt. Check. Purpose and acceptance.
Yes.
Check. Perseverance to rejection.
Is that what we're doing today?
Standing on truth today.
Is it the same thing, maybe? Is that what you're saying where the words changed?
No.
No? Okay.
Rest and renewal, deep growth and refinement. We did that last week. Perseverance to rejection, I thought.
We did purpose and acceptance.
Purpose and acceptance. Well, hey, I'm learning, y'all.
Oh,
good morning, everybody. If you have any comments that, of course, will fit the conversation, you know you're more than welcome to ask questions and leave comments that are appropriate. Again, welcome to Conversation with Cornelius. I am one of your hosts. And you see the other lovely co-host on the other side of the camera. So, hey, again, welcome. Standing on truth, though. Standing on truth. I know we talk about biblical characters and we do some things and we plan. And I will say this, we do plan, y'all, and we consult our AI consultants. But when we sit down, things manifest and emerge that we didn't plan on manifesting and emerging, which is a good thing. You were big on last week, you closed. The naysayers, the naysayers, the naysayers. The naysayers, the naysayers, yes. The naysayers, the naysayers.
Yes, that's why I thought we were doing the one that you said before. When you said our AI, I think it switched it for me because we had gone through it different times. So the one that you said before, what did you call it? Not perseverance. Was it? Perseverance.
Yeah.
So I would say they're pretty much the same thing for me, the perseverance and standing on truth, because by the time we get to, I've accepted what it is that God's told me to do, and you get ready to move forward, there are going to be the naysayers. There are going to be those people that are going to challenge you. Number one, to say, did you really hear God tell you that? Do you think that you're the one to do that? Do you think you're capable, prepared? Do you have everything in place? And then if we just wanted to merge them together, you have to stand on that truth, stand on that calling, that belief of, I'm at a point now where I believe that this is what God told me to do. But it doesn't mean that it's not going to challenge you when individuals are saying these things, because some of the things that they're saying will be true. I'll give an example of something I shared with my church when I was giving my testimony about becoming a mom. And they all in California, okay, Mount Rubidoux.
Mount what?
Mount Rubidoux.
Rubidoux. You know, I've never known the name of the church.
Oh,
you've never said it.
Yes, California.
Think about it. A name that is not that common. I would have remembered that.
Yes, I've
never
said it.
Because you have never said it. I don't even know the name until now, the name of the church.
Yes.
So shout out to Mount Rubidoux.
Yes. I love that. So I got on this stage and was sharing my personal testimony. And one of the things that I stated that had everyone, kind of giggling was, when I shared with a coworker that I was going to begin this adoption journey, I was really at the point where I was, saying yes. And this coworker that was really a mentor to me said, "Are you sure that this is something that you want to do?" And it's really difficult for Black women to get married. So now you're really going to make it difficult for you to get married because now you're a single mom. And that's something that was true. I couldn't deny that. But at that time, I had to ask myself, am I going to be concerned about the negative impact or probability of me making this decision, or I'm going to deal with what it is that God told me to do in this moment in time and let him figure out the rest? And so I think when whatever call God puts before your life, there are people that are going to bring up observations and quote unquote facts that are true.
Okay.
But you have to be willing to stand on, this is what God told me to do. It's like when you decided to become a minister, I feel like we kind of touched on it a little bit, but were there people that kind of questioned, why would you do this? And if you, go down this route, you'll no longer be able to do X, Y, and Z, or this is going to change, or you're going to have to now do, et cetera, et cetera.
Right. And so I think even when you just said what you said, it's like now when the call of God on your life, whatever that may be,
Mm-hmm.
trash man, garbage man, millionaire man, dentist man, your X, Y, and Z changes.
Mm-hmm.
There's always people, you can't do these things. Okay. But now that you have been that assignment on your life, now your X, Y, and Z is this. No, it's this. Like you have to develop spiritual disciplines.
Yes.
You have to develop emotional wherewithal. You have to develop your cognitive capacity. Like these are the things that you have to do now, as opposed to getting up in the morning, listening to, back in our day, 106 in Park and all the extras and all the music. That's cool too. But now that you have an assignment on your life, this is your X, Y, and Z. I was watching a reel on Instagram, and a mother was like, I've raised three D1 athletes, and one of them has gone pro. And she was like, one of the challenges she see with children trying to go to the next level is, y'all waste the weekend. Instead of, you think your weekend is a time off. No, weekend is not your time off. Because this is your X, Y, and Z now. And then, she went on through the litany of things that you need to be doing to get ready to go to that next level to possibly become pro. It's no, this is your X, Y, and Z. It's not that you can't eat Takis. It's not that you can't eat Doritos. It's not that you can't eat Taco Bell.
It is what's best for you.
Right. It's the fact that you have to do these things now to become more self-aware, to have a change of perspective, and your behavior. These are things, are transformational things. So I love what people, you can't do this, but no, it's not that you can't. Let's start with the cans. These are your musts. Jesus said, I must go through. I must needs go through. We always start with the negative. You can't. Okay, but what can you do? What must you do? You said you were going to adopt children. You've adopted children. They are your children. Then you had the naysayers, where the likelihood of you becoming spoused.
Or the impact of my career, because one of my other mentors, and this will be a whole nother story I'll tell you, but it was just the timing that was very interesting. And when he told me, but he's like, this is going to impact your career, because I was at this transition point where I was about to promote. And he was saying, you won't be able to invest in this new position that you're about to walk into. If you're needed to do extra work, stay late, I won't be able to spread myself thin, basically, because now I'm responsible for a child. But to your point, and I think this also goes back to purpose and acceptance, when you hear the naysayers, you really do need to go back to that purpose and acceptance. And what you just said about what can you do? Well, number one, I felt that my calling was, the Bible says, look after the orphans and widows, right? Number two, I knew that I wasn't thinking about this really at the time, but afterwards I was able to use my experience as a platform to witness to many people, not just my church, but people that were watching online. And then that goes to the point of, when God calls you to do something, it's really not just about you. That assignment is impacting many other people. So those are the things that you focus on when what you were just saying, well, what is it that I can do? What is it that I am doing? All those other things, I honestly believe that God will take care of. And what they say may be correct. There were certain jobs I couldn't do because now I'm a mom, but that's every mom, right? That's every parent.
Is it?
Yes. If you're really trying to put your family first, there's just some things that you cannot do. You know what I mean?
What do you mothers say about that? Leave that in the comment. Keep talking. I love it. I love it.
I just think that there's always going to be someone that's a critic, but you always just need to go back to, why did God call me to do this? And even if you don't fully understand what it is, if you at least have that clear belief that he's called you, then you just walk in it and let him reveal step by step. Like I said, when I started out to be a mom, I had no desire or thought about starting a whole ministry.
Mm.
All I did was do this quietly. Then someone said, can you share your testimony? And then the next thing I know, it was just like a whole movement in the church. That was not my intention at all. It was just a private decision between me and God.
Which has become ministry.
Became a ministry. It's still going now.
Okay. Wow. Interesting. But you had to stand on that.
I had
what
to.
The Lord said.
I had to. I knew that some of the things that individuals said were true. And I really did sit down and contemplate, because like, why wouldn't you? Like, we're human. I don't think anybody's that holy that you're not going to sit and say, okay, like you're not going to weigh the decision. It's a huge decision when God gives you an assignment, whatever that assignment may be. It's different for everybody. What are you thinking?
I can't.
You look like you have multiple things going through your head.
Can't.
You didn't weigh the decision of becoming a pastor.
Okay, let's put some context.
Mm-hmm.
In the culture in which I was raised, it's not so much a decision we get to make to become this. You're called and you run. It's
interesting.
Hard.
Right.
And fast. And then you get caught again. You get called, then caught.
So you always knew you were going to be a pastor?
No, not so much pastoral. Once the calling on my life began to manifest, I ran.
See?
Of course.
Yeah.
Because that's what we were, the narrative that was handed down to us. Because again, the can't. But what are the cans?
Right.
Like, where's the fun in it? Where's practicing his presence? Where are the things that are joyful and joyous? Other than the can'ts. So for me, accepting the assignment came with resistance. I mean, that's just what we do. Like you said, navigating that doubt, wavering those decisions. But now you stand on business. It's like, okay, there are some things nobody does everything right.
Absolutely.
Period.
Right.
Now, there are some things that you have to do right and stand on right, but you're not going to do everything right, especially when you're dealing with multitudes of emotions and people. So you just got to go with the flow. Yeah, I mean, we've done some things that were egregious and distasteful, and that's everybody, but you still have to carry out the assignment.
Right.
When we look at the Old Testament and we see all of the repugnant things that we champion now, that never would have, I think our morality has slipped or shifted greatly in this new millennia. But that wasn't that flawed when we were, kids and today. That was
no.
Off with your head, take him to the guillotine, period type stuff. But no, I mean, I'm grateful that the assignment has been accepted, and with the acceptance of the assignment, I focus on more of what I can, and I stand on the truth of his word, the truth of what this entails. That does it entail a whole lot of growth and development, what I talked about earlier, emotional resilience and wherewithal, cognitive capacity, spiritual disciplines. Yes. And if I keep working on those things, those other things that I can't do begin to fade or wane, or that my desires change. Literally. Oh, a wise preacher, sage, said this: you're going to make mistakes. He said one of the worst mistakes is trying to get the mud off of you when it's wet. Wait till it cake up, then it becomes dirt and clay. Then you can kind of thump it off. Sometimes in life, all the times in life, you're going to have to wear some mud. You're going to have to wear the mud. Thank you, Frank Wright. Thank you, Dr. Wright. You're going to have to wear some mud in life. Now, you're not trying to create mud, but you're going to wear some mud. Mm-hmm. Just wait till it cake up. And it comes off much more easy than it did as opposed to just mud. So I'm standing on the truth that he called. I'm standing on the truth that whom God calls, he justifies. Mm-hmm. Whom he justifies, he's going to one day glorify. That's the book. But if you don't know that truth, it's hard to stand on that truth. And you'll be operating in the can't all your life. And then to me, you become a very judgmental person. Very, very judgmental. Can't do this. Can't do this. Can't do this. And then when you get to our wonderful age, all we heard all our life is what you can't do. And I can't turn that off. But now it's time to turn some other things on. Well, what can I do to enjoy this life? Mm-hmm. What can I do? What can I do? Because my disciplines has been can't. So now I'm looking for 7 stages or 12 stages or 10 stages. I'm looking for a transformational moment with God. And oftentimes that transformational moment with God happens in resisting or acknowledging what he's called us to do, like Paul, but doing it incorrectly or inappropriately. But we have a zeal. And it's like, oh man, I've been doing this wrong for 20 years, 30 years. For you and I, we've been possibly getting it wrong for 40, you know. Not doing it wrong, but there were some detours we decided to take because of teaching and culture that we're not on that same path anymore.
Having to relearn some things. And even in that, there will be critics, right? When you sit down and, because we've been talking about transformation, thinking along the lines of your assignment from God that's impacting others. But there can be that just internal transformation on ourselves. And you can navigate doubt when you've been taught certain things. Like you said, you've just been hearing, I can't. And then when you're in that place where you say, okay, I think this is the direction that, God's leading me. Mm-hmm. You're going to have the critics that are going to say, no, that's not right. You need to stay on, this particular path. And then again, you're going to have to, as you said, stand on truth. And that's not always the easy thing to do. I think even when we get to the end of these 7 stages, any person that's, where they need to be, I think throughout this process, there's going to be a point in time where you're going to find yourself having to come back to stand on truth. Because throughout any assignment, you're going to find that there are going to be there are going to be individuals, whether it's yourself or others, that are going to come and tell you that what you're doing is not correct. And then I think the other thing that you need to also understand is the way that God calls you to do something is not always going to be the way that other people are going to find acceptable.
Say that one more time if you can.
The way that God calls you to do something is not always going to be the way in which other people find it to be acceptable.
Say it one more time.
The way God calls you to do something is not always going to be the way in which others are going to find it acceptable. Is his way ever normal?
His
I don't think it is.
Not our ways.
Exactly.
His thoughts are what?
Not
our thoughts as far as the East is from the West. We know that. So I'm more, I gravitate now more to his way.
Right.
Not so much the norm. I have to still be normal. But I gravitate towards his way. And it's like, you know what? If you're growing, you get it.
Right.
If you're stuck, you're stuck. Mm-hmm. You do not get it. I do not get why an attractive young lady would go out and adopt when she could be married and have a family. I don't get it. But that's not your assignment.
Right.
And, and it's interesting. Jesus had some of the same challenges with the people that walked closely with him. They didn't understand his assignment.
No.
So it's okay. Like, do y'all realize that Jesus went through this same rigmarole? And it says the disciples didn't get it until he was resurrected.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's okay that folk will not get that part of it. And you do not spend your time trying to make them accept something that you're trying to embrace yourself. I just do it. I do this. I do it here. I do it there. As a matter of fact, coming in today, was on a prayer call, and I was like, you've been anointed to do this, possibly. But doing this comes with some discipline. Lots and lots of it. Lots and lots of it. So
the person you need to hear the most is God. And you're not trying to make it seem like, even for myself, I'll say, I'm not trying to make it seem like any decision that I've made that everything was just so perfect. Like when you said you ran at first, I was terrified, when I got the call to be a mom. I mean, I literally sat there very quiet. The person on the other end, it was, "Are you there?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm here." And then I called like 2 or 3 pastors. And then I remember the day that I went to, learn more about my daughter. And then I went to meet up with some friends, and they're like, "Your pulse is racing." I feel like God always calls us to do something that's bigger than ourselves. So you have on one side, you're dealing with the weight of what he called you to do. And then you're dealing with the other individuals that are saying, "Well, why would you do this?" But I think once you've gone through navigating the doubt yourself and then just resting on, this is what God has called me to do, it doesn't make it perfectly easy, but it makes it easier for you. I know it's not correct grammar, but it makes it easier for you to ignore to a point, because you've already rested in the fact that this is what God has called you to do.
Yeah, and he called you to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And he has begun a good work. Mm-hmm. Will perform it until the day of, so that's where I am now. Like, I'm resting more on the word of God, on the will of God, and I'm gonna keep doing the work. Mm-hmm. Of course, maybe I shouldn't have made that decision, but I'm not gonna let that. I'm not gonna let what you think deter me from still doing the work. If I win you over, fine. If I don't win you over, fine. But I still have to do the work. He said, "Faithful over what few things."
Let me take it even a step further.
We'll take it a step further.
When I graduated college and I decided I was going to move to California, and everyone asked, "Why would you, move out there?" For various reasons. Mostly you're away from your family. Things didn't work out that first few months. I came back to New York, then moved back out again. And I often say, if I did not follow through on what it is that I believe God wanted me to do, I would have missed an assignment that was years in the making. So sometimes I would have missed an assignment that was years in the making.
Like this one. Like actually being on this couch right now.
Yes, that too. Yeah. But that was me coming back to Nashville. But yes, you are correct. So I say that to say sometimes the things that he asks you to do, even if it's moving to another state, you never know what that purpose is. And it may not be something that you see right away. And you may make that move, whatever that move is. It doesn't have to be to another location. It could just be a transition in something in your life. And then you're sitting there wondering, okay, I've taken this next step. Why? He may not tell you right away. You may not see it right away. If I had not gone back, and it took years, there are many things I did prior to becoming a mom, I would have missed out on this opportunity. It might have been that this is the purpose of why I want you there. And then shortly after becoming a mom, I moved back to the East Coast. I have down the road, I have children for you that I want you to mother. And then you can come back home. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then, like you said, coming back home, I thought I was coming home to be near family in Huntsville. Come to Nashville, I was like, okay, I'll just do this for like a year. 7 years later, sitting on this couch. You just never know. So you have to trust him through the process, because it might be that he needs you to have faith step by step by step. He's not going to show you the whole roadmap.
No, you just keep walking.
Mm-hmm.
And is it Red Sea rules or Jordan River rules? I can't remember. One of the books. They said the Red Sea didn't part all at once.
Mm.
The more they walked, the more it parted. So it was like, if you just keep stepping.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it. I mean, and that's the truth you stand on. And then you have the testimony.
Mm.
Like I know, like like you said, we're wrapping up, people. We're at our 30-minute mark because Nicole can be long-winded. I love it. And we have to do this in 2 parts. But you said so many things that were pertinent and valuable. 7 years later, look where you are.
Mm-hmm.
Relationally.
Mm-hmm.
Not to be too autobiographical, but for your daughter to kind of begin employment at the right, underneath your wing, underneath your care, underneath your auspice. I mean, we got to let them go too, but she gets an opportunity to navigate a real space with care, with love, with compassion, with conviction, and basically in a safe environment where the love of God is one of the mantras.
Mm-hmm.
She gets to work with or through Catholic Charities. Come on now. At the C.E. Magruder Center. 2313, 2313?
2013.
2013. I don't know how. 20. Like she gets, so then, well, I mean, she's going to move on, but had you not been here, I'm not saying that would not have happened. It would not have happened that way. So, like 7 years later, son, 2 summers of camp, that wouldn't have happened if you would have been in Huntsville or College. I'm not saying a greater thing would not have happened, but this wouldn't be happening. And this is happening because you're in this place. You're in this place. You're doing the things needed and necessary to invest in legacy for yourself, for your children, and for the world.
Mm-hmm.
I can't call out names because we keep people's names. We'll be discreet, but like the food box, like stuff that the food truck, which I can't go unload it, like stuff that I've done because of this relationship. I've helped reach the masses, and not so much behind the pulpit or the microphone. I've literally had my hands on the pulse of the people because of us, because of what you do. I partner with you, and it all started with take some cupcakes. No, that's not deep enough. That's what revelation. Where's the revelatory experience in that, God? Like, where's the theological underpinning in taking some cupcakes to the center? When it has made all the difference, because every day I could get up and actually go do work. Not saying this is not work, because it is, but I'm actually touching people's lives. And then when things happen, I can get on and be like, come to the center. Things are available for you. As a matter of fact, the big food giveaway, I had forgotten all about, because of the count, but I go up there, I go live, and now that live sitting at like 6,000 views, and people were coming by and seeing it. So things happen when you're walking in that truth or standing on that truth. It's happened for me. It's happened for you. Now, the next chapter, the next phase, God, only you know. Am I navigating it properly? I always know. But it is what it is, So, somebody has left a comment. Let's see. All right. Thank you for being with us, ma'am or sir. Thank you for being with us. This is our Twitch audience, Nicole. So now you're on Twitch.
Okay.
Like, Nicole's like, what is Twitch? Once again, you don't never, and again, and I'm landing, I'm hushing. You said the other week, somebody had watched a previous podcast and was motivated. Again, there it goes. Had you been in Huntsville? Had you been in Southern California? The likelihood of that happening for that individual is slim to none. So you're walking in purpose. You're walking on purpose and I'm grateful. I'm Baptist. That's my third close. So what do you have to say?
Stay faithful.
Stay faithful.
It's not always going to be easy. You know, you see how Satan tried to tempt Jesus, and he had to stand.
Yeah.
He had to stand on promises, stand on truth. We have to do the same. Yeah. And just when the naysayers come out, go back to the prior stage. Remember your purpose. Accept it. Walk in it. And you may have to remind yourself every day, because it's just like that sometimes. Why am I doing what it is I'm doing?
Jesus said, I am the way. I am. He was always constantly affirming who he was.
Right.
And I tell people every day, 18 times a day, him, no, until your pituitary gland, your electric vibrations in your body respond to that positive thing. Like, it's easy to respond to the negative. So it responds to the positive 18 times a day. Yeah, I get up 18 times. I have a statement, 18. I'm going to say this 18 times a day. 18 times. I'm more than a conqueror. It's just, and to me, that's meditating day and night. So things have to line up. The universe has, you find yourself aligning with principles that are successful, because you are doing those. You're not only confessing them, but you're professing them, because you're walking them out. So I'm standing on truth today. You're standing on truth today.
I am.
Are y'all standing on truth today? All right, last say before we get out of here, because you have to go do something, and like right now, I forgot what you said when you walked in.
Art installation.
Yeah, art installation. Tomorrow at the C.E. Magruder Center, what's happening?
The Youth Summit.
Okay.
We're opening it to all youth in North Nashville.
Okay, cool. How many are you expecting? Do you know? Don't know.
We're hoping for at least 50 to 100.
That's a lot of people.
It is, but we really want to hear their voice. So,
and we're grateful and thankful for all the people. I was on the summit, y'all, but duty calls, and I have to be in a certain other place, and then actually I'm supposed to be in another place, but duty.
Let's give a shout out to Benias and Black Mental Health Village, because they actually took the lead on putting this together. He's working really hard, so I want to give him a shout out.
All right, Benias, Black Mental Health Village. As a matter of fact, once you send them the link to this video, do me a favor, folks. Send this out to 10 people. Share it in a text message. I would greatly appreciate it. We're just trying to spread the word that there are not only 7 stages, 7 that Nicole and I have.
Can I add one last thing?
I told y'all she was wrong, y'all.
You're talking about comments. I would love to hear testimonials from others. Like, what is your experience? I'll actually read it.
Okay.
I would love to hear that.
Okay.
Read that.
Testimonials from others. So leave some testimonials. Y'all know where to find us or reach us. You can leave them here actually on the YouTube pages. YouTube pages are up right now. The Facebook pages, I don't know how many are up. Then Nicole, I need you to share this. No, what's your friend name in Georgia?
Brene.
Hey, Brene. I don't know if you're watching, but shout out to Brene. Thank you, Brene. Hey, until next week, it's Conversations with Cornelius. I am your host, Cornelius. Peace and blessings. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow at 2013.
25th Avenue North.
25th Avenue North. Nashville, Tennessee, 37208. 10 o'clock?
Yes.
The C.E. Magruder Center. Y'all know what I got to do tomorrow. So be lifting us as we navigate that space of bereavement and grief. Well, Nicole, until next time, it's been fun. It's been real. We are getting off of here.
Thank you for tuning in to Conversations with Cornelius. Please follow me on my social media platforms. Facebook, Cornelius A. Hill. Instagram, Arne Hill. Twitter, Hill Cornelius. And YouTube, Cornelius Hill. Now do me a favor. Like, share, and subscribe. It's Conversations with Cornelius. You've just been CC'd.